Welcome back. We have Julia Clapp joining us from Abbott Wealth Management on this Wednesday afternoon. Great to have you back on the show.
Thank you, Susan. Great to be back.
Yes. We're talking about probably the most common question we think about when we think of retirement. Do we have enough money to retire?
Definitely. And
I'm scared of this question.
You know what? Everyone asks this question.
Yes.
And it's so hard to give an answer because it really depends, depending on what you want to do with your retirement and how you want to live your life.
You want to have an awesome retirement though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So the more the merrier, but how much is enough? So that's our topic. We can start with our first screen of that. That is the question at hand for today. But we do have several screens beyond this one. Should we go to the first one after this?
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Great.
So I just thought it'd be great to start with some stats on how much people spend. So on average, working Canadians spend about $3,400 a month.
Is that after mortgage, after
all of the
everything,
everyday spending?
Okay.
And that's including things that are like vacations, travel, stuff like that.
Okay.
So on average, $3,400 a month.
Okay.
And retired Canadians spend on average $2,600 a month.
Okay.
So as you can see, spending drops, so your income can drop as well.
Yes.
So there's not necessarily that need to have 60, 80, 100 grand of income in retirement.
I guess a lot of that has to do with whether or not you've paid off your house. You want to think that your house will be paid off after you retire, right?
Yeah, definitely. So if we go to the next slide, actually, lots of things to consider. One of them being your mortgage, so debt. Will you have a mortgage balance at retirement? Other things to consider: travel. Do you want to spend the first few years of your retirement traveling? Hobbies. Do you need to pick up any hobbies with all the free time that you're going to have? Sometimes those can be really expensive. What age are you going to retire? So if you want to retire at 55, you need, compared to average retirement, 65, you need 10 extra years of income in retirement. Also 10 years less to earn income. So it definitely affects how much you need and how much maybe you can take out of your investments as income.
Okay.
Also, if you're going to work part-time after retirement, lots of people are doing more of like a gradual retirement.
Yes.
So just cutting back hours or contracting back out, taking up a totally different kind of side job after retirement. Another thing to consider is if you have any kids or grandkids that might need your support, that you might need to work a few extra years if they're leaning on you quite a bit. Location is something to consider as well. So with your home itself, so are you going to downsize? Do you want to retire and live in Mexico for the rest of your life? So lots of things to consider there. One thing to note is lots of people consider that their inheritance will be their retirement.
Is that a dangerous thought?
It is, definitely. People are living a lot longer now, and that means that they need those funds for longer. The likelihood of decreasing those funds is stronger. There's more time, and as they get older, their health might deteriorate, and they need the funds to be able to pay for their healthcare costs.
Yes.
So be wary of that.
Yes, do not rely on it's so true. People are living far longer, so it's something to absolutely think about. People need to have that money longer to live on.
Yes.
Let's go to our next screen here.
So we have a little example here. We're going to meet Jack. So Jack is 35 years old. He's worked as a commercial banker since graduating from university, and he's married but no kids yet. So he's always wanted to travel and decided he was going to do that when he retires. So he wants to have some extra income to be able to do that. Since he started working, he's put away $500 a month, and now that's grown to $60,000. He and his wife are recently married and are planning to have a family. They commingle their day-to-day finances, but they keep their retirement plans separate. So we're just going to look at Jack's plan right now. Their plan is to have the mortgage paid off before they retire, and they expect that their future children will be grown up and no longer dependent on them.
Okay.
He's in good health and has longevity within his family.
Okay.
Both his grandparents are still alive at age 95.
Wow. Okay.
So he expects that he will live to age 100.
Okay.
He doesn't want to take on too much risk, but he wants his money to grow. He knows that inflation is an important consideration because he wants to maintain his purchasing power.
Sure.
So he's anticipating that he wants $40,000 of income in today's dollars.
Okay.
Which takes us to, $72,500 in future dollars.
That's a lot. That's like doubling, almost.
So it's 30 years down the road.
Okay.
So that's why it's important to consider inflation when creating your plan.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So are you going to be able to tell us at $500 a month for the rest of his time? How's it going to go?
Yeah, so we're anticipating that he will have his maximum CPP benefit because he's worked full-time essentially since he was 23 and maximized at least for the majority of those years.
Okay.
How much needs to go in there. He'll also have his OAS at age 65.
Okay.
So if he continues on his path, then he'll be $67,000 short on his retirement nest egg. So he only has to contribute an extra $71 a month in order to achieve his $40,000 of income.
Okay. So is that sort of the steps people should take? Go in and say, look, how much should I be putting away every month in order to know that I can afford living the way I'm living now when I retire?
Definitely a great way to do it because it makes it more manageable. Because when you think about it, that savings plan for him works out to about $890,000. Or closer to 900,000, sorry. So that is a big number to tackle.
And it's more than some people might think.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, also less than some people might think too, because a lot of people don't consider CPP and OAS when they're creating their plan.
Okay.
But
all right, things to think about, Julia.
Definitely.
It's quite sobering, but something we should look into as we get closer.
So just my last slide here, we've got.
More screen,
it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of plan.
No, it's not.
You have to remember to actually determine what you want, make your plan, be realistic, very important, and stay disciplined because, we all want that fantastic retirement, but is that realistic for your personal situation?
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Julia, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, abbottwealth.com if you have some questions about this. If you'd like to make sure your retirement is in good stead, you should be asking these questions and making sure you're doing what you can to ensure that. Information on the screen. We're back in 1 minute. Stay with us.